All right. There's another story talking about basketball. And Lindsey, we talked about it earlier. You won 2 championships.
Right.
One with the Lakers, Shaq and Kobe, and then one with the Pistons.
Right.
In 2004. That was a special one because they defeated the Lakers and, had no stars, quote-unquote, big stars, guys who were really good players, don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean, not on the Shaq and Kobe level.
Right.
That and many teams haven't won championships unless they have one of those elite guys. And the Pistons were really with Larry Brown, and then you guys went back the next year, and lost to the Spurs. You had a real shot to win back-to-back, which would have been incredible. Yeah. But something happened in college basketball, and I want to get your take on this. Rob G., explain what went down, because now there are cries for people saying that they wanted this stop.
Sure. So Wake Forest upset Duke over the weekend in college basketball. Now, that is a story, but that is not the story. The story is what happened after the game. After Wake Forest completed the upset, the fans stormed the court in excitement. However, in the process, Duke star Kyle Filipowski, calls himself Flip, was crashed into by one unruly fan, and according to Filipowski, caused a knee injury. Could be a sprain, could be a twist, whatever it was, but he said that it was a knee injury caused by this fan storming the court. After the game, Filipowski said that he thought that the fan crashing into him was intentional.
Oh,
and the coaches for both colleges, Duke and Wake Forest, publicly said after the game that they believe that court storming should be banned in college sports. Rob Parker, do you agree?
I do not agree. Lindsey, here we go. You know how many times that fans have run out on the court after big games and big wins? It's a part of college basketball with the kids. And Lindsey, how many guys get hurt? Like that, I never remember anybody getting seriously hurt from that. It happens once in a while. Who was the Mets pitcher who got hurt in spring training last year? You remember, or during the WBC, he was celebrating with his teammates and got hurt.
You're more likely to get hurt by your teammates piling onto you
than
you are getting trampled by the crowd running out. I was part of that my senior year in college at
Tell me
Jackson
about
State.
that. Yeah, tell us what happened.
We lost a championship game to go to the tournament. And when the buzzer went out, everybody stormed the floor. And I was sitting in the middle of the floor with my, face down, like crying.
Because you lost.
Yeah, because I lost. I didn't care nothing about all those people running out on the floor. I didn't care. I wanted to get to the locker room and get out of there.
Right. But it's a moment. Am I right?
Right.
Like, have you ever been in a winning one or no? Like where the crowd came down and just to be a part of it? Because whenever I've watched it as just a basketball fan or watching games, I think it's cool. I think it's a part of college football. And we can't always, every time something goes wrong, we got to ban it. If you told me that 20 players got hurt during those things, Lindsey, then now we got a conversation, or 10 players.
And Filipowski, they're saying it's his ankle. He hurt his ankle a little bit. I think he was embellishing it a little bit. Watching it, because that's a big dude. And to say they were intentionally trying to hurt him, I didn't see that. I watched it. I didn't see that. Now, if they want to make it to the point where they say, okay, we won't allow you guys to run out until the opposing team gets out the way, then we'll let you guys run out. Do something like that if they got a problem with it. But nobody has had a problem with it when they win. I haven't heard one team that won that game say,
oh no, yeah, we should stop it. That's a great point, because it never happens.
Exactly.
And the other thing is, you can't, once you get to that point where you take away the spontaneity of it. Do you know what I mean? Then you lose it. And you say, hey, let's wait 5 minutes, let the other guys get on, and then you can run. No, it's over. Like when you win a buzzer beater or you win a big game, it's like immediate. Lindsey, it's euphoric. Right. It's a part of the sport. And we are so quick now every time something happens. Do you want games with no fans? You know what I mean? Oh, the fans can't boo. Oh, NBA players are having guys thrown out, Lindsey, because they make a clever play on words with their name now. Remember, Westbrook was upset because they were calling him Westbrick. That's a part of basketball, Lindsey.
I don't think he was upset about the Westbrick part. Maybe he was, but I I thought he was upset because somebody called him a boy.
No. That's different conversation. Right. I think one of his things was he didn't like Westbrook or something, and I'm like, we can't get to that point, right? That's just guys having fun. Lindsey, you know that. What was that guy's name in D.C.?
Oh,
Robin
man, he
Ficker?
was the worst.
What was that guy's name? He was a lawyer, and you remember that guy at the heckler?
Oh, my goodness, he was the worst. Dude,
You heard him, didn't you, Lindsey, when you were playing?
Yeah, we would be trying not to laugh in huddles. Because he had a board drawing stuff up, and he knew everything. He knew everything. I think he drew a picture of Sid Lowe as Shrek. And Sid Lowe got pissed. Sid was ready to fight, and we were trying not to die laughing.
Right.
I mean, things like that happen. People say stuff. You say stuff back. I used to say stuff back to him.
Right. I don't want us to get to the point where we're taking away the fan experience. We got to be real careful because the more you keep stripping from fans, the more you want people, you know what I mean, to say, right. Well, this isn't fun. For real. I know television pays the bill, Lindsey, but I don't want to watch a studio. You remember during the pandemic when it was not fun to watch those games. You could say whatever you want. Am I right?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't fun.
I don't count that ring either.
You don't count it. Lindsey with a little controversy. That's your former team. You don't count that ring?
Nah, man. It's Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse down in Orlando.
I argue.
Wow.
I'm a Bron fan, too. I love Bron. Contrary to somewhat of the Michigan people think, I do love Bron. But,
me?
But I don't. That's a felonious ring to me.
Wow. All right, there we go. We heard it first. Lindsey Hunter. Shots fired. But what can be done, and I'm going to be curious to hear what people say, is this played out running on the court? Have we evolved? Should we be more civil? What else should be cut out? Lindsey, anything else that goes on, that should be cut out? We already talked about this. Taunting, people holding up signs. I remember when I was, watching Patrick Ewing when he played in college, and they held up some signs that were downright. Now, those signs I thought were bordered on racist and stuff.
Right.
You remember that? They held up signs that said, Patrick, I bet you can't read this sign. Like stuff like that. That's not being clever or funny.
Too far. That's
Am I right?
Too
Like
far.
that kind of stuff, I agree.
Right.
But having fun, heckling a guy on the other team, waving your hands when they're trying to shoot free throws, I think that's all in play.
Yeah, I think as long as it's in good taste and it's not, downing or talking about somebody personal, whatever, it's fine. Like it's all in good. It's fun. It's basketball. It's a competition. We're out here to you want your fans to distract the other team or so they think. You want that to be part of it. But not going overboard. Not calling people out their names and stuff like that. I think it happened the other night. KD was walking out.
Did you see that? Somebody said something. He immediately turned around and went.
Yeah, but they called him like it was something.
Don't get up. What, it was the B word?
Yeah.
Like Draymond.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Right. So, he turned around instantly and was like, yo, what's your problem?
But he did not have them thrown out, did he?
No.
Am I right?
No, he didn't.
He talked to him.
And he said, no, I didn't want them thrown out. I wanted them to sit there and just think about what they did.
Right. And I agree with that. Like some of the language and all that, just because you buy a ticket, you can't use any kind of language. So I'm with that. But if a guy is clever and is just having fun with it, I'm sorry. You cannot do that to fans. People better be very careful. I keep saying this. Fans will turn on you. Fans will be like, well, what am I paying Lindsey $400-$500 to go to a basketball game? For real.
Well, I was, just think about it. Look at the All-Star game. Like
awful.
Who wants to go see that?
Lindsey, could you believe that? I mean, seriously, as a former NBA player, that's not even when you guys in the offseason do play pickup or games in the summer. Am I right? Like what was that?
That was upsetting. I remember being a kid dying to watch All-Star Weekend so we could go to school the next day and talk about the slam dunk contest and talk about, who was the MVP and did you see what such and such did, and it meant something. And now I don't know You know, I heard a couple of guys talk about how they can fix it. Oh, you got to give them more money. You got
money,
right? I just think some of the top guys have to take the onus upon themselves to say, hey, I want to go out here and show that I'm the best of the best.
That's what it was supposed to be. That's
how it used to be.
Right.
That's how it used to be.
It's crazy. 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. But we want to stick on this college basketball. And should court storming be banned in college basketball? It's a simple question. Man. If you agree with it, tell us why. If you disagree, tell us why. And do you think that the act of court storming has become played out? Is it passé? Is it old? And should we evolve and move on and just stand in place and hold our phones up? People don't even cheer, Lindsey. You look at a crowd after a big game and guys are going like this. They don't even clap.
Everything.
Am I right?
Did one of the college women players get hurt or something too?
Caitlin Clark?
Yeah. What happened to her?
Rob G? Did she get in the same vein?
She got crashed into and said that, she was hurt but not injured the way that Filipowski is claiming to himself.